Hello, everyone. Yes, it's me. I find it interesting some of the things that I end up coming across. Yes, watching. And then I open the book up here and going, should I even mention that? And the title here is in the book of Isaiah 51, The Blessings in Store for the Chosen People. So came across one on YouTube. I usually search for recipes every once in a while. Something else catches my eye. This one did. If you have an M on your palm, specifically on your left one, then you're a chosen one. You're an earth angel. Then I came across another one. If you have a cross X, it's not a cross, it's an X. X is not a cross. Then, and right in the middle, right here, then, you are very special. I listened to the first one with the M, and then the crescent moons that also are supposedly. I got all of them, every one of them. And I have a feeling that if I go and check out there with every person, they all have it too. Oh. But supposedly, you're very special. You're chosen. I never mentioned God. So chosen by whom exactly? And for what purpose? All right. I ended up listening to one of the videos all the way through. The other one I just kind of gone, okay, sounds the same as the other one. And the thing that I did glean out of it was if people with all these markings on their hands, on their palms, are so intuitive, so special, and this and that, and I don't know what, can, all right, then why do they have to be told they're special? Why do they have to be told, oh, you're not in the darkness and the reason you are the way you are is because you're so special. You're an earth angel. And hence, and it was very odd to listen to the whole thing and not really being given any direction or what are these earth angels all doing here exactly, except for being chosen and special. All right. The one thing that I did like about it all is it did encourage people to feel you're meant to be here. You're a good person, or you're. It's a privilege to be here, an honor to be here on Earth. This and that, basically encouraging people, right? Yes, to live on, to do good. I think that's kind of what I got out of it for the people there. So that's good. But when it comes to the rest of it, on how these supposed signs on one's palms or this or that are supposed to be that we're better, that people are better than others, that's wrong. That's just wrong. Yes? I've talked about this before. Every baby is born with a clean slate, basically. And the best intentions are laid with every child at conception. So, there it is, right? Yes? And we're all created in the image of God, not just a few chosen ones with supposedly special markings on our bodies. That's ridiculous. And who would believe that? A lot of people, believe it or not. it is what it is, and people will believe whatever out there that they need in their life. Like I said, the one good thing, because supposedly with all these markings come, oh, this and that, and I don't know what, and hard life, and I really. Anyway, I wanted to mention it. Um, I'm not sure what the agenda is of the people who are doing that. I didn't go in. There was, interestingly enough, I went through the comments just to see. And amazing on how many people, supposedly the one with the cross, which X, it's not cross. And they do mention the X rather than the cross. And I'm going, okay, you just messed up big time. You're one in a million. So, well, anyway, there was a lot of comments, over almost 600 comments, and I have no doubt that in the next few days there'll be more. These videos aren't that old. So that makes already 600 plus million people out there in a whole population that have that, and it's going to keep rising. What once the equation doesn't pan out anymore, what are they going to do? They're not going to care. Because someone just found something again to pull the people in to get the views, this and that. What do you think, June? Well, against all odds, she still brings in her catches, though she doesn't have any claws in the front. Also saw her, I put that little stool here. It's a little stepping stool, 2 steps, specifically for bigger dogs when they get older to get in a car or on a bed or on a couch. We don't have, Dilly has passed away, so I got that stepping stool in here now for her to get up because I noticed that she was having a hard time jumping up on the bed. Yes? So there's some carpet down there, of course, so they don't slip. And she is, though she has no claws, she's sharpening her claws on it. I saw her doing it, and I'm going, I love it. On how she's just become a total cat, right? The way she was created, doing all the things that, even though she's somewhat disabled. Yes? Yeah. To all the ones that feel so chosen out there, right? Well, why am I doing what I'm doing? I'm doing what I'm doing because I felt called to do it. Does that make me chosen? There are many people out there who are doing amazing things out there I can't do. I pray for them. I thank them. I'm grateful for them, especially when they work for children. Yes? Okay. There are other people. They're doing all kinds of things out there. Right? That then I can do this, for example. Yes? So are they chosen to do what? Run the internet or this or that? Okay. Have invented it. The internet is used for plenty of other stuff, but it is also working for the side of goodness, isn't it? Now, you can apply that to every person out there all around the world, and one will find something very extraordinary and special about each person out there. Are they able to develop it? Do they even know themselves? Well, that's not up to me, is it? But it is up to me to try to kind of spread the spiritual atmosphere I am very familiar with. But on the side of goodness and on the side of truth, not trying to manipulate people into thinking what exactly. Yes? Yeah. I grew up with people believing that, you have a lifeline. Yeah? You have a lifeline. Yeah? Mine goes on the left-hand side all the way down to here, and here it's a little shorter. So which side do I take? Oh, I'm left-handed, so I'll use this one. Well, I guess I'm going to live to 120 then. Then others have a very short one. Guess what that does to their mind? Yes? Yeah. I know, not from personal experience, but someone that was very close to me, on how at the age of 14 she was told this and that by some supposed psychic, and it has affected her whole life after that. In the negative. Yeah. So, all those special ones out there, beware on how you use being so special and chosen. Just saying. Okay. Couldn't help myself. Yes, we know that about you. Keep going. All right, so we are in the book of Isaiah 51, the blessings in store for the chosen people. And here we go. I have a feeling the same promises will come here with the, this or that, as all those people out there believing now they're earth angels. You're not an angel, you're a human being to start with, okay? And if you actually would know what an angel stands for when it comes to the spirit realm and what they are there for, you wouldn't want the job, okay? Yes? You'd feel demeaned. Just saying. We can get into that another time. Listen to me, you who pursue saving justice, you who seek Yahweh. Consider the rock from which you were hewn, the quarry from which you were dug. Consider Abraham, your father. I didn't like everything about Abraham, but that's all right. And Sarah, who gave you birth. Really. When I called him, he was the only one, but I blessed him and made him numerous. Yes, Yahweh has pity on Zion, has pity on all her ruins. He will turn her desert into an Eden and her wastelands into the garden of Yahweh. Joy and gladness will be found in her, thanksgiving and the sound of music. I have no idea what God would have to do with a city, up or down. He cares about what? His children. Yes? Again, how this is referred to here? I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. God's reign of saving justice. Pay attention to me, my people. Listen to me, my nation. For a law will come from me, and I shall make my saving justice the light of peoples. My justice is suddenly approaching. My salvation appears. My arm is about to judge the peoples. The coasts and islands will put their hope in me and put their trust in my arm. Raise your eyes to the heavens. Look down on at the earth. For the heavens will vanish like smoke, and the earth wear out like clothing, and its inhabitants die like vermin. But my salvation will last forever, and my saving justice remain inviolable. Inviolable. Okay. I know, I never seen or perceived God looking up, nor any of the spirit people or angels. I just see sky, and I know beyond the sky is the universe. And what? I also know at this time now, at that time they didn't know that God has put a lot of fail-safe mechanisms in place when it comes to Earth. So, nope, it's not likely that the Earth will be destroyed anytime soon. Even if mankind ends up being dumb enough, again, to drop bombs that will most likely or could kill off all of mankind. Are they really going to be able to destroy everyone? Probably not. Will it take some time for Earth to regroup and restore? And yeah, probably. But will it be destroyed? I don't think so. Not going to happen. Though people want it to happen. Seems like some people out there want it to happen. Oh, want you to believe it will happen. Again, for what purpose exactly? Anyway. Listen to me, you who know what saving justice means. A people who take my laws to heart. Do not fear people's taunts. Do not be alarmed by their insults, for the moth will eat them like clothing. The grub will devour them like wool. But my saving justice will last forever, and my salvation for all generations. Well, that last part, at least, I do agree with. But again, in the way that it is supposedly going to happen, no. What was I thinking? Oh, there was one part in the Psalm 1, I believe, was that people who are earth angels, they will know the truth. They can see through people and their baloney. And I watched the video and I'm going, yeah, I am seeing through your baloney right now. And I thought, oh, what a weird one. It was like, well, if people have that intuition, they should know that that video or these videos are complete crap. Complete. Just saying. Are some people more intuitive than others? This or that? Sure. But to that point, where then they become earth angels? No. Or that they are earth angels? No. Absolutely no. Done. Some people may appear to us, and I said that when I told about my experience uh, in another video about talking to this family about Jesus and how they just looked like angels, but they weren't angels. They were most likely guided by angels, and there's a big difference there. Considering oneself an angel, an earth angel, okay, or being guided by angels, and the guidance of angels is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Experienced that all my life. Very grateful to them. And we have a great relationship. Yes, all right. Hallelujah. That's what I say too. Okay. The awakening of Yahweh. There you go. Awake, awake. You know what? I'm reading this and I'm going, I bet you these people who made these videos read this, twisted it around a little bit, and then came up with what they came up with, because this sounds a lot like it. Awake, awake, clothe yourself in strength, arm of Yahweh. Awake, as in the olden days, generations long ago. That sounds funny reading this now. Was it not you who split Rahab in half, who pierced the dragon through? Was it not you who dried up the sea? There are no dragons. The waters of the great abyss, who made the sea bed into a road for the redeemed to go across. This is why those whom Yahweh has ransomed will return. They will enter Zion shouting for joy, their heads crowned with a joy unending. Joy and gladness will escort them, and sorrow and sighing will take flight. Really? You can't separate love and sorrow. So right here, or joy and sorrow. So right here, again, how God is represented is flabbergasting to me. And for what reason? What purpose? Yahweh the Consoler. I am your consoler. Why then should you be afraid of mortal human beings, of a child of man whose fate is that of the grass? You forget about Yahweh, your creator, who spread out the heavens and laid the earth's foundations. You have never stopped trembling all day long before the fury of the oppressor when he was bent on destruction. Where is the oppressor's fury now? The despairing captive is soon to be set free. He will not die in a dungeon, nor will his food run out. I am Yahweh your God, who stirs up the sea, making its waves roar. Yahweh Sabaoth is my name. I put my words into your mouth. I hid you in the shadow of my hand to spread out the heavens and lay the earth's foundations and say to Zion, you are my people. Okay. I guess it was to give the people hope, or the drive to leave. And we've talked about that before. The awakening of Jerusalem. Awake, awake to your feet, Jerusalem, you who from Yahweh's hand have drunk the cup of his wrath. Okay, here we go again. The chalice, the stupefying cup, you have drained to the dregs. There is no one to guide her of all the children she has borne, no one to grasp her hand of all the children she has reared. Double disaster has befallen you. Who is there to sympathize? Pillage and ruin, famine and sword, who is there to console you? Your children are lying helpless at the end of every street like an antelope trapped in a net. They are filled to the brim with Yahweh's wrath, with the rebuke of your God. So listen to this afflicted one, drunk, though not with wine, Thus says your Lord Yahweh, your God, defender of your people. Look, I am taking the stupefying cup from your hand, the chalice, the cup of my wrath. You will not have to drink again. I shall hand it to your tormentors who used to say to you on the ground, so that we can walk over you, and you would flatten your back like the ground, like a street for them to walk on. That's the end of 51. Okay. I am not going to try to get farther into it, try to understand all this. It was a long time ago. I have no doubt people had their agendas, all of them. Oh, 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 oh. Is this spoon about out of ink? Let's see. No. Anyway, that's the end. 51. So confusing. The encouragement, then the, I don't know. Then they get chastised again. You know, I wasn't there. All I do know that, or what I'm hearing here is, there's not much that any of this has to do with prophecies to me. Yes? As, what have you got on going on your palms? I do not believe has anything to do with anything either. Okay? Yeah. Well, anyway. So there it is. Where was I with? Oh, yeah. It was amazing from the time that I left school until the time that I took the trip here to the United States. It was just supposed to be a 6 month, yes, 6 months trip to travel around and see the United States. And the United States was one of the countries that I was willing to get into an airplane and see. No, I didn't want to go to most of what other people wanted to go to. I'm not a... All right, I don't have to get into that. But I did want to see the United States. I'll tell you why. Because I wanted to come and feel the earth where Native Americans walked on. I wanted to see this country. Not sure why. Okay, not sure why. I've always had a fascination with the life that the Native Americans lived at one point, or what I was told on how they lived. You dig a little deeper and one realizes they weren't perfect either. Okay, who is? And that they also had some practices that, I wouldn't want to be a part of it. So, but until then, I started several apprenticeships. Yeah, hairdresser, painter, bookkeeper, something office kind of. I wasn't sure what I was actually what I learned, bookkeeping. And then textile. I was into textiles. And then what else did I do? Oh my gosh, I did so much stuff. I ended up, after I had already left home and lived on my own, I had a very, very good friend who was very much into all kinds of art and crafts. She went to college, actually, to be a home ec teacher. And in Switzerland, it's not just that you know how to do that. You go to school for it and you learn from A to Z on what to do there. And then you become a teacher there. Yes. She was amazing. And we took on a job. By then, it was just a regular worker, 9 to 5 kind of thing. And paid my bills and had some fun, and okay, that was kind of it. And then in the meantime, I dabbled in some arts and crafts and all that. This friend came to me and she said, she was a few years older than I was. She says, "Hey, do you want to do a project with me? Do you want to enter a competition?" It was kind of a competition, yes. And I said, "Sure, what are we going to do?" And it was some, yeah, you got me, project. We wanted to do something with glass bulbs, and somehow we had suddenly lost the access to those bulbs, big glass bulbs. And so we had to come up with something very quick, and we ended up using the root of a tree with lots of branches still going up, but not too tall, about 4 or 5 feet tall. And we ended up decorating that with all kinds of different ways of doing things, with yeah. And that's what we brought. I looked at it and going, I'm not sure why we even brought that, because it sure looks interesting, but probably the oddest thing that they're going to have there. It was well executed. There were about 200, I want to say 400. I don't think it was 400. 200 plus uh, competitors there with all their stuff. And I went and looked around and I'd say, wow, this is amazing what these people all have done. Ours, for some reason, we did not choose the place to put it. For some reason, ours was right in the middle of the whole thing. And it looked great. There were several rooms, and ours was right in the first room when you walked in, right there in the middle, and it looked great. I ended up, let's see, did I know beforehand? Yes, I did. So before we left, or I left for the trip here to the United States, we got confirmation back that we won second place. We didn't win first place, but we won second place. And we happened to be the only ones who got a few more minutes. We were the only ones who got a contract with the city, with a city, to make signs to an exhibition. Signs all over town for an exhibition. Oh, it was good money. Boy, was it a lot of money. It was a lot of money. And probably if we would have done well, more would have had more jobs to do like that. Who knows? I could have gotten famous. I don't know. But it was definitely kind of a, what? Okay. But we had 2 years to do it. And I really wanted to do this trip. And so I did. Then I decided to stay here. I didn't want to go back. I loved the freedom in this country. What I saw, everything this and I felt like my cramped soul suddenly had room to fly. And I loved it. I loved it. And so that's all I'm going to say to that. And I had to tell my friend that I wasn't coming back. And she was so upset. She ended up coming to visit me at the birth of our first child. And my oldest daughter is named after her as well, Christina. But she was very upset that I wasn't coming back to do that with her. I felt kind of bad about it, but again, hey, free spirit here. And she ended up doing it with her and with another friend. And as far as I know, it went well as well. And she's gone to do many different things, right? And here I am. I left another thing behind that I don't know where I would be today. Maybe nowhere, maybe somewhere. Doesn't matter. It was a good story, yes. My teenage years and what I've done all. And again, somehow I was stopped again by coming here, wanting to stay here. And I believe that Spirit World, my heavenly parent, Spirit World, all had something to do with that. Yes? Because with that freedom that I felt here came so many more different things. which I will talk about later. Yes. So there is that. And that is how, after so many years, born and raised in Switzerland at the age of 20, I came to the United States. Really only came here to travel. And then, yes, found the love of my life, I felt. And I'll tell you more about that in another video. Yes? Okay. May Heavenly Parent bless, protect you, guide you, embrace you with love. Haven't heard from Eldritch. Have reached out to the other person. Haven't heard from him either, so we'll have to keep waiting. In the meantime, I will be praying for you, Eldritch, my dearest brother in faith. Yes, I love you. And again, to the people out there, get away from people telling your palms or this or that or markings on your body have anything to do with being special or chosen. Every one of us is. Every one of us is special. Means something for earth and heaven. Yes? That's all I have to say today. Yes? And I will talk to you all another time.